Have you ever felt that fire inside you, a really deep ambition for something more, only to find yourself stuck, just scrolling, doing literally anything except the one thing you know you should be doing? Well, it's a paradox, and it lives in so many of us. And understanding it, really understanding it, is the first step to breaking free. It's the question that just haunts you, right? Late nights, early mornings. You have the vision, you have the desire, but the action, it just isn't there. So why? Why does this happen? Okay, so the first thing we have to do is reframe this whole idea. What we call laziness, especially in ambitious people, is almost never about a real lack of willpower. It's actually a sign of a deep internal misalignment between what you want and what your brain has been conditioned to do. And this is the heart of the paradox right here. We are talking about people who are incredible thinkers, amazing dreamers, brilliant planners, people who can literally map out an entire empire in their head. The disconnect, the breakdown, it happens at the ground level with the daily, consistent, and often boring work of laying each brick. You see, this misalignment isn't just some abstract concept. No, it's a daily war fought inside your own mind. It's a battle between two really powerful, competing identities: the dreamer and the avoider. The dreamer, that's the part of you that sees the success, that visualizes the rewards, the respects, the whole lifestyle. But the avoider, well, it's just as strong, and it's driven by fear. Fear of failure, fear of what other people will think, and it has this incredibly powerful weapon, the urge to avoid any discomfort and just seek out instant, easy pleasure instead. And that's the moment-to-moment reality of the battle. Every single day, your ambition calls out and says, let's do the hard thing. And almost immediately, that voice of the avoider just whispers a much more tempting, much easier way out. So why does the avoider win so often? Well, because it's not exactly a fair fight. Your mind is wired with these hidden traps, these psychological tripwires that are basically designed to pull you toward doing nothing. So let's disarm them one by one. The first trap is dopamine addiction. Our whole modern world, I'm talking social media, streaming, gaming, it has trained our brains to expect and to crave these constant, instant hits of pleasure. Long-term ambition, which totally relies on delayed gratification, it just can't compete with the immediate reward of watching one more video. And I really, really need you to hear this. This is not you being weak. This is your brain's chemistry literally being rewired by the environment you live in. It's a biological response, not some kind of moral failing on your part. Now, the second trap is a really clever defense mechanism. It's called self-handicapping. You see, ambitious people, especially perfectionists, are often terrified of not being good enough. So to protect their ego, they subconsciously avoid even starting the task. I mean, that's the core logic of the avoider, isn't it? It feels safer to live with the story that I just didn't try than it is to risk the absolutely devastating possibility of I tried my best and I still failed. Laziness becomes a shield for our fear. And then there's maybe the most painful trap of all, the identity gap. This is that huge chasm between the grand, successful person you believe you were meant to be and the person you see in the mirror every day, the one who isn't taking action. And this gap, it creates this toxic cycle. The size of your ambition actually becomes the source of your guilt. And that guilt creates frustration and self-hate, which just drains your energy and, ironically, leads to even more procrastination. So right about now, you might be thinking, okay, I just need more motivation. But what if motivation itself is part of the problem? What if it's just another one of these hidden traps? See, here's the critical distinction that we miss all the time. Motivation and action are not the same thing. Motivation is like a firework. It's a temporary emotional high. Action, that's laying the bricks. It's the difficult, uncomfortable process of actually building something. One is a feeling, the other is a result. Watching motivational videos, reading inspiring quotes, planning your goals for the 100th time. I know, it feels so productive, but often it's just the avoider's new favorite trick. It gives you the feeling of moving forward without any of the risk or discomfort of taking real action. Okay, so we've mapped out the problem. The traps are real. The battle is real. But you are not powerless here. It's time to shift from just understanding the problem to actually building the solution. It's time to build a system.
This is the single most important mindset shift you can possibly make. The issue isn't a lack of strength, it's a lack of structure. Your ambitious ideas need a scaffold to be built on. You don't have a character flaw, you have a system flaw. So here's the four-part system. First, lower the goal. Make it so small it's almost impossible to say no to. Work for 30 minutes is way less intimidating than build an empire. Second, build your identity. The goal isn't the outcome, it's becoming the kind of person who just shows up. Third, reduce the noise. You have to actively create boredom. Cut down the easy dopamine so your brain actually gets hungry for real work. And finally, number 4, let your system beat your emotions. Don't wait until you feel like it. Decide that at 7 p.m. you work, period.
Those 4 steps, that's the engine. But there's one more piece. It's the fuel that makes the entire thing run. You have to forgive yourself for every single day you didn't show up. That cycle of guilt and shame is what keeps you stuck. It's compassion, not criticizing yourself, that gives you the strength to get up and try again tomorrow. This one is non-negotiable. And this is what it all comes down to. Your ambition is your why, it's the vision, but it's totally powerless without discipline, the how. One without the other just leads to frustration or, empty survival. But when you finally bridge that gap, when your daily actions start to align with your deepest ambitions, that's where the real transformation happens. And that is the journey. From being a dreamer to being a builder. Not by killing the dreamer inside you, but by finally giving them a structured plan and the compassion to see it all the way through.